Last month, I opened the billing page for one of my AI apps, and the number annoyed me. It was the single biggest cost in the whole project, and most of it was going on requests that did not need an expensive model at all. So I spent a weekend trying to fix it properly, and the thing that worked was changing one line of code. That is what this video is about. It is sponsored by Orca Router, and by the end you will know exactly how it works and whether it is worth setting up. Because I am going to show you my real numbers, not a slide. Here is the problem in plain English. When you build anything that calls an AI model, a chatbot, or an agent, or a little tool that summarizes text, you usually pick one model and hard-code it. Most people reach for the biggest, newest model because it is the safe option and it always works. The catch is you are then paying flagship prices for every single request, including the easy ones. And most of your requests are easy. Reformatting some text, pulling a name out of a sentence, sorting a message into a category. A small, cheap model handles all of that fine. You just never wired up the logic that decides which model each request should go to. That decision layer is what Orca Router is. It sits between your app and the model providers as a single endpoint, and for every prompt you send it grades how hard the request is, and routes it to the cheapest model that can handle it well. Easy stuff goes to a cheap open model. Hard stuff goes to a frontier model like Claude or Gemini or GPT. You write your code once and stop thinking about model names. The part that sold me is how little you change to use it. It is OpenAI compatible, so if your code already calls the OpenAI library, you are basically there. Let me show you the setup because it is about a minute of work. First, create an account. You can sign in with your GitHub and you get $5 of free tokens to test with, no card needed. Copy your new API key from the dashboard. Now the only code change. Wherever your app sets up its AI client, you change two things. You point the base URL at the Orca Router address, and you paste in your new key. I will put both on screen. Everything else in your code stays the same. Your messages, your streaming, all of it. Then the one line that does the work. Instead of hard coding a model name like GPT-5 or Claude, you set the model to Orca Router Auto. From now on, every request you send gets graded and routed to whichever model gives the best result for the lowest price. You can still force a specific model when you want one, but auto is what saves you the money. Once it is running, open the dashboard, and this is the satisfying bit. Every single request is logged. You can see the grade it gave the prompt, which model it picked, how long it took, and what it cost. No blended average, no guessing. And here's the part I want you to notice. They add zero markup on tokens. You pay each provider their normal published price, and Orca Router takes nothing on top. The routing itself is free. I went in expecting a catch on the pricing, and there is not one. The other reason I kept it running is reliability. We have all had a provider go down or rate limit us at the worst possible moment, and suddenly the app is throwing errors in front of users. Orca Router watches for that. If a provider returns an error or a rate limit, it quietly retries the request against a healthy model before the response even starts streaming in under 50 milliseconds. Your user never sees the failure. For anything you charge people for, that on its own is worth it. There is more in here if you need it. You can version your prompts behind labels and roll them back without redeploying. There are guardrails that can block things like leaked personal data before the request is even billed. And if you are running agents, there is a firewall that grades each tool call as allow, review, or block before it runs. I am not using all of that yet, but it is the reason this works for a real product and not just a hobby script. On price, the plan I am on is the free one, called Hacker. It covers the routing, the failover, the dashboard, and prompt versioning with no markup, forever. You only pay if you need team features like extra seats and compliance reports, and that is a flat monthly fee, not a cut of your usage. So for most people watching this, the part that saves you money is free. I am not going to pretend this is for everyone. If you make a handful of AI calls a month, you will not notice the savings and you can skip it. But if you are building something real, or you are calling models enough that the bill has started to sting, this is one of the easiest wins I have found. One line, and you stop overpaying for the easy requests. If you want to try it, the link is in the description and pinned in the comments. And there is a coupon code on screen right now for an exclusive offer through that link. You also get free tokens to test with when you sign up, so you can see your own before and after before you commit to anything. And if you are building AI tools and you want the templates and the prompts, plus a group of people doing the same thing, everything I use is inside my community. Link is also down below. I will see you in the next one.